Well, welcome tonight. This is our 2015 Candidates Night. We had some recommendations that we put together an evening for you. So tonight's evening is actually being supported by the Streetsboro Chamber of Commerce, the Gateway News, and 88.9 WSTB radio station. We would like to thank St. Joan of Arc for providing the venue for tonight's event. They are doing a donation and a fundraiser to their ministries, so they do have some refreshments over there, so please support them in their ministries. Tonight's event will be live broadcast on 88.9. It will also be rebroadcasted on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Violi. I'm the Executive Director of the Streetsboro Chamber. On every chair, there were note cards this evening. Feel free to write down a question for the mayor debate only. There's a box up at the refreshment stand, and we'll come around before intermission to collect any of those questions that you have. But the questions are only for the mayor debate. We'll kind of sort through them. We can't answer all the questions, but we will pull some out in order to be able to answer what we can. With tonight's event, we will not be permitting any visual aids to be used during any of the speeches. However, there are tables set up at the back of the room with the candidates' campaign material back there, so feel free to help yourself to that. At this time, I'd like to introduce Bob Long, who is our moderator for tonight. He will be going over all of the forum and the format for tonight's event.
I am Bob Long, the General Manager of 88.9 WSTB, and let me just give you a rundown on how we have things set up here. I met with the candidates in groups between 6 and 6:30 this evening, and they pulled letters to A, B, C, or D to determine who's going to go in what particular order. The school board candidates will each be speaking for 4 minutes, and the order will be Mrs. DeLambo, Mr. Grimm, Mr. Violi, and Mr. Kelly. Then we will have the Ward 2 candidates who will each speak for 4 minutes. That will be Mr. Madden and Mr. Rudiger. Then in Ward 4, Mr. Ring and Mrs. Field. We'll have a short intermission, and then we'll bring back the mayoral candidates. The mayoral candidates also do their letters, and Mr. Brosco was the letter A, and Mr. Allen was the letter B. As a result of that, Mr. Brosco will do a 3-minute opening statement, followed by Mr. Allen's 3-minute opening statement. Then we will go through questions, starting with A, B, and then B, A, and A, B, and B, A, and so on and so forth until we run out of time. And each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer that particular question. Then we'll have closing statements, starting with Mr. Allen for 2 minutes, and then Mr. Brosco for 2 minutes. Tonight's program is being broadcast live, actually on the internet tonight, on Rocket Radio, which is rock889.com/Rocket Radio. So if you know anybody who couldn't make it tonight, they can go on the internet on their phone, on their home computer. You can give them a text real quick or whatever to rock889.com/Rocket Radio, and that's all one word. If you can't remember that, just stand up and look at the bottom of the banner over there. That's right down there. And that will this will be a live broadcast there. Then I am recording it, and we will be rebroadcasting it on the FM, on 88.9 FM, on Saturday morning beginning at 9 o'clock. So it'll be broadcast in its entirety then. After you get done texting people or telling them to tune in, please silence your cell phones, because we don't want to start dancing in the middle of somebody's presentation here, okay? That being the case, I'm going to go sit down here, and I will shortly call the first candidate up. We'll begin with the Board of Education candidates. Mrs. DeLambo. There we go. Hey. Somebody's dancing already.
Good evening. My name is Laura DeLambo, and I would appreciate your vote for me for school board. I'd ask for your vote because I will respect the public's opinion by bringing it to the attention of the other board members and administration. I attended a workshop in order to learn more about being a school board member and learn that the main responsibility is to be a liaison between the community and the administration. I feel that my experience as an advocate for my family, patients, and community will assist me to be a competent school board member. I have been a registered nurse for 27 years. I am on the Parent Advisory Council for the Bureau of Children with Medical Handicaps. I am on the board for the Streetsboro Educational Foundation. I'm a PTA member. I was on the Parent Advisory Council for Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital, and I also spoke in front of an Ohio Senate subcommittee in support of children with disabilities. I'm running for the school board because I feel that it is better to be part of the solution than to contribute to the problem. I feel that there is a need in the district that is not being met. I have spoken or emailed board members in the past and never received a response. I'm also concerned with the education of the students, especially the special education in the district. I'm married and have 4 children. 2 have graduated from Streetsville and attend college. 2 are currently at the high school. 3 of my children have been involved with special education services at Streetsboro. I understand all too well the challenges that families face with special education. I would like to see the district receive an A on the state report card and meet adequate yearly progress in this area. I would also like to see the district continue on the positive path that was initiated last school year with the hiring of the special education consultant. I feel that I would bring a unique set of qualities to the school board. I have experience as a medical professional. I have worked for the district and understand how it functions. During my tenure as a school nurse, I instituted several safety measures for students, including providing a picture of individual students on medication administration forms and emergency action plans as an identifier of the student. I requested a school nurse be present in clinics for student needs, requested a school nurse attend field trips for student safety, and assisted bringing the district under compliance for medical documentation and immunization requirements. I organized the BMI screenings and formed an alliance with Kent State University to assist the screenings. I was a member of the Sight for Students program to bring free eye exams and glasses to Streetsboro students in need. I would also like to see the board be more transparent and fiscally responsible for finances. We need to look within the district to allocate money more effectively in order to provide our students with the education they deserve. I'm asking that you vote for me for school board and allow me to be the liaison between the community and the administration. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mrs. DeLambo. Mr. Grimm.
Good evening. First, a little of my history. I'm a lifelong resident of Streetsboro and a 1987 graduate of Streetsboro High School. My wife and I have 2 children currently in the school system and another that has graduated and is now in college. And I have worked for your Streetsboro Fire Department for the last 27 years. I've earned my associate's degree in fire science and a Bachelor of Science degree in emergency readiness and response management. So why am I the right candidate for your school board? I'm involved in activities throughout the school district. I understand the importance of sports and the arts and know that the #1 focus of our students must be academics. The education of every student in this school district is important to me, and I pledge to continue supporting our administration in their efforts to always provide a top-notch education and a well-rounded education to all of our students. I'm a safety-minded individual. Of course, my job at the fire department is all about safety. And when it comes to our students, staff, and buildings, I won't let up. Safety will always be a top priority all across the district. You have my word on that. I know the importance of community engagement, and I'm a team player, not a micromanager. I have never had a hidden agenda. This is our school district, and I've taken pride in knowing that when someone has a question or concern, I've taken the time to listen and consider their point of view. I'm open-minded and impartial. Not all decisions are popular with everyone, but I can sleep well knowing that the decisions I make as a school board member are done with the best interest of every single student in mind. Vision, structure, accountability, and advocacy are some of the main driving forces behind a successful school district and a successful board member. As one of your elected school board members, I will continue to help maintain a vision for student success and provide the necessary input, guidance, and support to keep our vision clear. I will continue to support our solid administrative team, reinforce our policies, encourage continued long-term planning, and maintaining high instructional standards. This is our structure. It's a sound structure, and we must work hard to keep it that way. The superintendent and treasurer are accountable to the school board. But as one of your elected representatives to the Board of Education, I am accountable to you, the voters of our school district. Every decision regarding the progress and performance of our students and staff rests on the shoulders of the school board. I've handled that responsibility without fail and will continue to do so in my next term. As an advocate for public education, I will continue to work as a team player to expand opportunities for all our students, seek and retain partnerships that benefit our schools, and celebrate all of the great successes of every Streetsboro student every day. On November 3rd, you have a chance to make a positive vote for your Streetsboro City Schools. Your vote re-electing me to the Board of Education is a positive move for our students and the entire district. Thank you for the true privilege of serving you and the children of Streetsboro as a member of the Board of Education. It truly is a great time to be a Streetsboro Rocket. My name is Kevin Grimm, and I respectfully ask for your vote on November 3rd. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Mr. Violi.
Hi, I'm Brian Violi. My wife Jackie and I made Streetsboro our home back in 1993. We're proud of the 3 boys we raised here. They have all graduated from Streetsboro City Schools, and they're all doing well in their respective career paths. I'm an executive for a very successful retail company, and I have extensive background in sales, customer service, business financials, budgeting, construction, and human resources. I'm currently the board president of Streetsboro City School Board, and I'm just finishing my 2nd term. During my time on the board, I believe our schools have made real progress. The renovation of our existing schools and construction of our new high school is evidence of that progress. In addition to these accomplishments, we have expanded academic options with online learning opportunities, made increased access to technology for all students a priority, and updated our policies to keep pace with changing times. I'm also glad to report that the Streetsboro graduation rate is consistently high, and more Streetsboro students are choosing to continue their education after leaving high school. But there's much more to be accomplished. Our schools can continue to improve. I believe we must work to build a stronger relationship between the community and our schools. Every Streetsboro resident, not just those with kids in school, should take pride in our district. A strong public school system not only benefits the families with children, it adds value to the entire community. Other goals I support include the use of data to drive efforts to enhance our curriculum, continued quality professional development for our teachers, and a focus on moving toward a true 21st century learning environment. I believe every kid can learn if given the opportunity, and I want students here in Streetsboro to have that opportunity. I hope that you will allow me to continue to work towards these goals, and I would appreciate your vote on Tuesday, November 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Violi. Mr. Kelly.
Good evening. My name is John Kelly, and I have proudly served as one of your school board members for the past 4 years. I have learned so much from my fellow board members, Brian, Denise, Kevin, and Andy. Without their guidance and advice, I would not be as knowledgeable and comfortable in my role as the Vice President of the Streetsboro City School Board. We've all become very close over the past 4 years, and in my opinion, we have become a great team. My wife, Petula, and I have called Streetsboro our home since 1998. I have been involved in youth sports ever since and continue to do this as I am currently serving as the director of our youth football and cheerleading program. My daughter, Kayla, graduated from Streetsboro and went on to graduate from the University of Mount Union. My son, Johnny, also graduated from Streetsboro and is now a junior attending Bowling Green State University. My son, Garrett, attends Streetsboro as well and is currently in the 7th grade. I believe in our public school system, and I believe in Streetsboro. I manage a 200,000 square foot warehouse during the day, and each morning I lead a pre-shift meeting with the 25 members of my team. I have mentioned the word teamwork numerous times during my meetings and the importance of working together in order to get our job done efficiently and effectively each day. My fellow school board members and I live by the same rule, which has helped us build a solid foundation for taking our district to the next level and into the future for the betterment of not only the kids in our community, but all of us in Streetsboro. We made the decision to hire Mike Dahlbaugh as the superintendent to lead our school district, and he is doing a phenomenal job. The decision has proven to be one of the best ones we made during my time on the school board. He has surrounded himself with outstanding leaders such as Arian Curtis, the assistant superintendent, Joe Petrarca, the director of student services, James Hogue, our high school principal, Amy Cruz, our Waite elementary principal, and most recently, Jeff Karuski, our new Deffer intermediate principal. These leaders, along with our other solid administrators, teachers, and support staff, will certainly continue to lead our district to the top of the class. I would like to mention a few other accomplishments as I've been a part of during my 4 years on the school board. The safety of our schools is paramount. With the help of our police and fire departments, we have implemented the ALICE program, which provides proactive risk management to our schools. This is also being used in universities, businesses, hospitals, and places of worship. Since its inception, ALICE has been adopted by more than 900 organizations representing more than 1 million people across the United States. For the first time, the Streetsboro City Schools earned an academic rating of excellent. We met 25 out of 26 indicators and earned a performance index score of 99.5. The middle school earned a rating of excellent with distinction, the first such ranking for any building in the Streetsboro City Schools. Both the high school and campus elementary earned ratings of excellent. We could not have done this without the help of students, staff, and community for the hard work in helping us earn this distinction. We have implemented the famed Father Walk into all of our schools. This is a program which supports thousands of fathers, grandfathers, uncles, and significant male caregivers and role models to walk or drive their children to school to show their support of their children's education. We purchased new iPads and Google Chromebooks for our students. Keeping up with technology and bringing it to our students and staff is an important part of succeeding academically, and our technology department, led by Steve Kane, has done an outstanding job of making this happen. Our transportation department received 5 new buses a couple years ago, 2 more last summer, and we plan on adding a couple more in the near future as well. Thanks to the support of our community, over the next couple years, we will get to experience the transformation into the state-of-the-art educational and athletic facilities. We are on our way to a brand new high school, complete with an 800-seat auditorium, along with a new stadium and athletic complex on Route 14. We're also in the middle of completing an addition to Campus Elementary.
Time has expired.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from our Ward 2 candidates. We'll start off with Mr. Madden. Each of the Ward 2 candidates are going to speak for 4 minutes.
I would like to first off thank everyone for showing up tonight to support our city in its upcoming election. My ultimate hope is whichever candidates win on November 3rd continue to govern with the passion and thirst to keep Streetsboro moving forward in a positive direction. We need to strive to make our city the example of greatness in Portage County and have others following our lead. My name is Anthony Madden. I'm 44 years old and have been married to my best friend Michelle for half of those years. Together we have raised 2 wonderful children that we are extremely proud of. We moved our family to Streetsboro almost 10 years ago, and in a short time fell in love with our adopted hometown and began sprouting our roots. In doing so, we've become very vocal advocates of the school system, campaigned hard to get levies passed, and when they did, we beamed with civic pride. I yet wasn't 100% vested in Streetsboro, but those roots began growing deeper when our son began high school and had his very first class with his mentor and the Batman to my Robin, Jim Boardwine. My family was very impressed with Jim's passion for the arts, so we looked for ways to be involved with his program. and so began a special relationship with my involvement with Streetsboro Theater. In addition to performing, directing, and producing our wonderful plays, we founded the Streetsboro Theater Booster Club, which has since evolved into Streetsboro's own community music and theater company, Thrive. It is a privilege working alongside Jim, our students, and performers to bring entertainment to the community and an arts program unparalleled to any other that weaves performers from our schools with actors, singers, and dancers outside of Streetsboro. And seeing the enthusiasm at our most recent performance, I know that our city is proud of what we've accomplished in a very short period of time. However, it still wasn't enough. I wanted to help our city more, and when opportunities presented themselves, I jumped. I applied and interviewed for a vacancy with the Board of Education. I've been appointed by Mayor Broska to the Building, Zoning, and Appeals Board, and my proudest civic achievement to date was working with the school board, PTA, and PASS on the approval of the bond issue that will put our city on the map with beautiful new and remodeled schools and proper venues for our sports and arts programs. Yet my desire to help our city still wasn't fulfilled, and that's what brings me here this evening. When I look at how I can support Streetsboro, I believe the strong operational and fiscal skills acquired over the past 22 years in commercial real estate lend themselves to our city's needs. I manage over 20 residential, commercial, office, and industrial properties totaling over 12 million square feet in size. In addition, I have been or am currently involved in the redevelopment of the former Randall Park Mall, Ford Lorraine Assembly Plant, and Goodyear World Headquarters. I've secured grants and loans for environmental remediation projects in excess of $6 million and supervised or wrote the scope of replacement of over 1 million square feet of roof systems, paving projects, and over $25 million in tenant improvement and construction projects. I'm reviewed annually on how I perform against the budgets I create for each of my properties. And if you've had an opportunity to view my campaign video, you will hear from my colleagues that this is something at which I excel. I love Streetsboro. It is my adopted hometown, and I want the legacy I leave behind to show, win or lose. I did everything I could to keep our city the gateway of progress. I am not a politician and refuse to get caught up in the game of damaging others through social media. I have no hidden agenda, and I'd like to thank my friend John Rudiger for being a gentleman during this campaign and for his commitment to Streetsboro. Regardless of who you support in this election, please let your voice be heard and vote on November 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Madden. Mr. Rudiger.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. It's, first of all, an honor to follow my friend Anthony Madden and talk to you this evening. My name is John Rudiger. I've had the pleasure of serving as the Ward 2 councilman for the last 4 years. Over the last 4 years, I've made sure that the needs of the residents in Ward 2 have been the forefront of the needs for the city. I've been committed to making sure that the roads in Ward 2, along with the infrastructure, have not been forgotten. Since I was elected 4 years ago, roads that affect Ward 2 residents the most have been paved, repaired, and attended to. These include State Route 303, Olga, Walters, North Del Monte, Alden, Hazelton, Montclair, Green Tree Parkway, and not to forget Cross Road. A city, as any other form of government, is properly run on a system of checks and balances. I vote for and always do what is best for the city and the residents. Even though I voted for and supported the mayor's recommendation a majority of the time, in a recent public video statement, Mayor Broska alluded to the fact that he believes that I'm non-cooperative, apparently for not automatically agreeing on everything that he's brought to council. I was not elected to be a man who rubber stamps anything or be a yes man. And luckily for the city, I believe my opponent, Anthony, is not one either. I was elected to ask the right questions, find out all the correct details and information, make the best decisions for my ward and for the city. I've worked hard to make sure that the money spent in the city has been spent wisely and been opposed to wasteful spending over the last 4 years. I opposed spending over $200,000 on non-critical improvements to the former Carter Lumber building. I voted down taking nearly $20,000 from our Parks and Rec department to pay for private business owners' property improvements, which eventually led to the administration seeking out grant money instead of taking money from the city's coffers. I'm opposed to water hikes that could increase water rates up to 60% for Streetsboro residents. I exposed and campaigned against a contract proposed to City Council that would restrict the economic development in the city and eliminate the city of Streetsboro from attracting any new business from the city of Cleveland and giving any kind of financial incentives to attract those businesses to Streetsboro. I'm a strong supporter of Streetsboro schools. I volunteered countless hours for their improvement. I've pushed to have City Park accessible to Streetsboro Junior Baseball, Streetsboro United Soccer for no fees. I initiated the talks which eventually led to the legislation banning smoking around sporting events when children are involved and their health is at risk. I successfully proposed that Streetsboro change many lights to a yellow and red blinking flashing light late at night and early morning when people are trying to get home or go to work early in the morning and traffic is minimal. I've worked hard to make sure that my lifelong home, Streetsboro, is truly the gateway to progress, and I'm proud of what it's become. I've worked hard for the residents, not only in Ward 2, but throughout the entire city. I ask for your vote, and I look to be reelected for another 4 years so I can continue serving the residents in Ward 2 and the residents in Streetsboro. Above all, it's been an honor to serve everybody. It's been a great campaign. I'm glad to have met my new friend, Anthony Madden, and I thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Rudiger. We'll now move to Council Ward 4. Each of these two candidates will also speak for 4 minutes each. We'll begin with Mr. Ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for coming out tonight and giving us a chance to be heard. My name is Justin Ring, and I'm seeking election as a Ward 4 councilman for the city of Streetsboro. Personally, I'm 39 years old. I'm married. My beautiful wife, Winnell's in the audience. I have 2 wonderful children, Dylan and Nathan. My family's lived in Streetsboro for nearly 14 years. My sons have attended Streetsboro City Schools their entire lives. I once also attended Streetsboro City Schools in kindergarten and preschool. Streetsboro is our home. Professionally, I'm an assistant vice president of credit strategies for Bank of America. I have more than a decade of financial, analytical, and problem-solving experience. These skills I will bring to City Council. It is my goal to help facilitate the implementation of a long-term financial strategy for our city. We currently rely on short-term goals, short-term budgeting, which yield short-term results. Implementing a long-term strategy will help us be able to better reach our wants and needs as a city without burdening our residents with additional tax increases or long-term debt. Included in that will be focus on economic development. It is critical for the financial health of our city. Increasing the tools for our economic developer will allow them to more easily lure businesses into our city. We'll more easily be able to fill the empty storefronts and commercial properties that currently litter our city. Doing this will also increase the revenue, allowing us to be more aggressive with that long-term financial strategy. To my Ward 4 residents specifically, as your representative, I will fight for increased exposure of our road program, availability of city water for residents who need it, and an increased focus on safety issues, such as dangerous railroad crossings and the current coyote problem. In closing, these are just a few of my visions and skills that I want to bring to City Council. With your vote on November 3rd, we can accomplish these things and much more. I look forward to serving you and our community as the City Council Ward 4 representative. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ring. Mrs. Field.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Julie Field, your current Ward 4 council member. My husband and I moved to Streetsboro when we were married 11 years ago, and Streetsboro has been our home ever since. The location is outstanding, housing is affordable, and it's an incredibly friendly and kind community to live in and raise our family. It has been a privilege serving Ward 4, and I look forward with excitement and eagerness to another term. One of the reasons I'm running again is because I see our city is headed in a positive direction, and important decisions are being made that will impact our future. I am a mom to 3 little boys, Henry, Jackson, and Samuel, and I am so excited for them to grow up in such a great community. Streetsboro is growing, and this is the time to proactively do things the right way and in a financially responsible way. A councilperson's job should go beyond voting on proposed legislation and responsibly addressing the budget. I feel my experience will help as we continue to accomplish things alongside my fellow councilmen and administration. One thing I campaigned on 4 years ago was the flooding issue on Route 303. After putting this before council and administration multiple times, it became clear that I was not going to let it go and I was not going to give up. I am thrilled that I can say tonight the flooding issue has been addressed and the project to fix it will begin in 2017. The mayor was able to obtain grants and funding, so the project cost will be minimal to our city. While this is a bigger, more visible example, I work hard no matter what issue or concern comes to my attention from my constituents. It may not be in the eye of the public, and you may not see it in the meetings, but every resident can expect me to diligently and tenaciously help solve a problem or concern that Ward 4 brings to my attention. Some of my priorities as a council member include maintaining a fiscally responsible budget. We have accomplished this the last 4 years. We need to attract businesses and retain the ones that are here. The economic health of our city is exceptionally important. We now have the position of an economic developer, and that person should be equipped with the tools that they need. We need to continue our roads program and improvement of our infrastructure. I believe in adequately funding these causes along with future water improvements. In Ward 4 in particular, I'd like to see the water lines looped so the residents who are at the end of the line won't have mineral deposit and buildup. Our residents desire a rec center. We need to come up with a plan to get us there. There are a lot of needs, and it's important to pace ourselves. With the size and growth of our city, this is the next step to continue to make Streetsboro a better place to live for everyone. I want you to know that I believe fundamentally at the core of my job, it's not about me. I have no agenda. This is about you, Ward 4, and your needs. Please know that I will do the research, I will make the phone calls, I will set up the meetings, and whatever else I need to do to get the job done. We all have something we believe in, and that helps to shape how we go about things. I believe in always being honest, always giving 100%, and always seeing something through, even if it's difficult. As a former American history teacher, the purpose of government is to serve. Thank you for giving me the privilege of serving you the last 4 years. It would be an honor to be elected for another term. I hope you trust me to serve you and make decisions based on your best interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Field. And that concludes our candidates for school board and Ward 2 and Ward 4 council.